All right, we got day 9 coming in, batch number 2 of the Mystery Week albums. Kicking us off was You Go Now by Chroma Key. This one was me. I put this in here. Chroma Key is probably the greatest hit of a band I've ever gotten from the Spotify Discovered playlist when that was still kind of a thing. And I just really like it. It's calm but eerie. It's disturbing. It's dark, but it's never aggressive about it. It's just foreboding, ominous, if you will. But it's still quite well done. I think it's very pretty. It's very cohesive. It's put together well, produced nicely. I think he has such an interesting and good voice for it, and especially his use of effects on the voice and on the instruments really pulls it all together into this nice and slow descent. Just hanging out. Not even hanging out, just almost a dissociative feel to it. It's coldly cozy. It's comfortable, but it's chilling at the same time. And I really like that about Chroma Key. This is probably my favorite album from them. It's between this and Dead Air for Radios, which was their first album, or I think his first album. I think it's a solo project. And Dead Air is also a great album, but I think this is just a little more cohesive and a little more on its own identity-wise, because I believe while he was working on the Chroma Key project, he was in a metal band called OSI, and OSI is also great. If you liked the sound but wished there was a little more energy to it, definitely check out OSI. But yeah, Chroma Key, I really love it. I think they're a really interesting band, interesting sound. Not quite slowcore, but close enough for me to really enjoy it. So, You Go Now by Chroma Key, I'm giving it an 8.5. Next, we have The Death of Slim Shady, Coup de Grace by Eminem. I figured this one was coming from Nick, because I remember speaking with Nick about the upcoming Mystery Week and him telling me that he wasn't really sure what he was going to put in there. And so I think this was like a red herring, just try to throw everything off, because this could be a red herring from anyone. But I said it last episode. I was between him and Evan on this, and this just felt more Nick. Now to talk about the album. It fucking sucked. With a caveat, with a big old asterisk in it. I don't know Eminem. I don't know the context of this album. All I know is that Slim Shady is a caricature of Eminem's worst traits. I also know that the introduction of Slim Shady all those years ago really brought a lot of attention to Eminem. And so I can completely understand the point or the idea, the concept of this album as the death of Slim Shady, as Eminem saying, hey, I am retiring this character. I have grown and changed as a musician and as an individual. And this is a dramatization of that process, of that event. But as someone who this is my first full-length Eminem album, and this I think was the worst possible starting point for it. Because on the one hand, Eminem is undeniably talented. He's very good at rapping. I don't think people can really disagree with that. But I don't know him. And so this album really comes off as Eminem saying a bunch of fucked up shit for like 20 minutes, and then coming in for less than 1 minute and saying, this is satire. And that just didn't sit right with me. I just didn't like that. That made me feel very gross. It was a very yucky album to listen to. I did not enjoy it. And I'm sure if I listen to more Eminem, I learn more about Eminem. I learn more of the context behind him and behind Slim Shady. I'll get it. And I will improve this review, probably. But man, as it stands, The Death of Slim Shady was kind of horrible to listen to. And really the only reason I'm going to score it as high as I do here is because Eminem is a talented rapper, and because I'm aware of the fact that I'm misinterpreting the album, or at least not able to fully understand and fully appreciate the album. So, The Death of Slim Shady, that is a 4 out of 10. I fucking hated it. I didn't like it at all. Moving on, we have Crystal Castles by Crystal Castles, submitted by Chai. Now, I figured this was Chai because it's kind of gonky electronic music. And, of the people participating in this Mystery Week, that's going to come from Chai probably. So, we're talking Crystal Castles. I loved it. I thought it was really cool. You know me, anything that I find unique or interesting, I'm going to have an affinity for. And this truly wasn't like anything I've ever heard. It had such an interesting use of chiptune, which I don't even know if that's the proper word for it, because this isn't proper chiptune. But that sound font, I guess, that aesthetic of chiptune was implemented in such a creative and interesting way, with the crushed out screaming vocals in between. It's just wild to listen to and wildly fun to listen to. Bop after bop, and it's so varied. You never get into a groove. You never get stale on it. You're always kept on your toes. I thought that was awesome. I really, really enjoyed Crystal Castles. Really enjoyed what they did with it. Thought it was innovative, creative, excellent all the way through. So I think I'm going to give Crystal Castles a 9. I really, really enjoyed Crystal Castles. And then today's album, we had Rhinestone Cowboy by Glenn Campbell, submitted by Kyle. And for something that I wouldn't normally associate myself in the genre of, I thought it was really good. Kind of, Western country influenced 70s pop. And it was good. He did a really good job mixing his influence into the sound he was trying to create. I thought the songs were interesting. The lyrics were well crafted, and there was definitely passion and emotion behind the delivery. Songs were composed and performed well. And I liked the theme of Country Boy Goes to LA. I thought that was a neat little theme. I don't know, since this isn't my genre, what to hit on specifically of the things I liked beyond pretty much everything. Now, this is still 70s pop, so this still didn't blow me out of the water to any degree. But for what it was, and especially comparing it to probably the most recent iteration I've had of that in Kenny Loggins, this was really good. This was really solid and really well done. Very thoughtful, very mindful, and I think just good job all around. So, Rhinestone Cowboy by Glenn Campbell, that's going to get a 7. Okay, I'll see you all tomorrow.